here today in the 10th district, and you're going to win, and you're going to win. Yes, cross over that bridge, and it's really great. And on the issue of equal pay for equal work, men and women in the same job, same pay, it seems like a no-brainer. But there are also fierce advocates in this state for this effort, and we've got AAUW that's been very, very active in the area, and also nationwide in this effort. Emerge Virginia, I guess, has got has activated Moms Demand Action, as I understand it. So I am so grateful of those efforts. Let me just take a second to say a thank you to Michelle Bennett, who is a dear friend, and Kathleen. Wonderful to be with you. And Eileen, my God, I can't tell you how far back we go in terms of knowing each other, but it's great. Excuse me, gentlemen, but you got strong women. Let me just say that, and as LuAnn spoke, I'm excited to be here for you, because we need your perspective in the Congress. And when I say that, what do I mean? You understand the economic realities that families are facing. You do. You get it. You know what's happening. And as you described your own situation, businesswoman took over at a difficult time, both personally and professionally, after your husband passed away, and then navigating the difficulties of raising 3 young boys by yourself. You get it, you understand it, and that perspective is what is so critical today in the United States Congress, of walking in the shoes of people who are struggling. Let me just give you a second on Hillary Clinton in this regard, because there are some real parallels here, my friends. Hillary Clinton gets it. And she is talking about an economy that has to work for everyone. That's her vision. It's not about just people at the top, but for everyone. And if you have a thriving middle class, you have a thriving America. What she gets is what LuAnn was talking about. People today are in jobs that just don't pay them enough money. That is the economic challenge of today. And they're struggling. They are struggling. And, you know, they don't have a retirement fund. There's no vacation fund. They're sitting with their kids and they're saying, you're bright as hell, but we can't afford to send you to school today. So that is the circumstance that families find themselves in today. Now, if you deal with the subset of what that is, and you think about where women fit in this effort. Today, women are the most economically challenged demographic in the United States. You refine that some more, and you find that women who are on their own, single, widowed, divorced, or separated, they are the most economically challenged. And further, if you have children and you are single, you are in serious economic difficulty. Just a few statistics. Let me just give you a very few statistics. Women are half the workforce today. We are 2/3 of the primary and co-breadwinners in the country. We are 2/3 of minimum wage workers. We have less pension protection. We have less retirement protection. We also take more advantage of Social Security, and yet we're more reliant on it, but the payments are lower in Social Security. Why? Women are in and out of the workforce. 17 million women in poverty last year in this nation. And then you talk about further with single-headed households headed by women further into poverty. And it's like about 1 in 3 of poor children in the United States today are in families that are single-headed households. That is a picture. Underlying all of that, women are paid 80 cents on the dollar as compared to men. I don't care what the profession is. I really don't. I'm going to tell you, in the Congress, LuAnn, you can count on being paid the same as your male colleague. And you know, when they talk about all this gobbledygook about, well, different education, different skill subsets, we all come from various parts of the country with various skill sets, with various educational backgrounds, and yes, we are paid the same amount of money because we are doing the same job. And that is, and if you take a look, in the military, I think it's the only two women and men are paid the same, except on the combat side, which is a little bit of a different thing, but in regular military ranks, men and women are paid the same money. And again, as you know, that is not true, no matter whether you're a bus driver, a waitress, a news anchor, you can be a college professor, no matter what it is, you are paid less. Nevertheless, half women in the workforce, 2/3 primary or co-breadwinners, women still have the primary responsibility for caregiving. And they have fewer of the support services that surround equal pay, paid sick days, paid family, affordable child care, schedules that work. You go down the line and it is not there. They're doing these things on their own. And when I talk about Hillary Clinton, for me, her agenda so deeply resonates with me because it is about equal pay for equal work. It is about paid sick days, paid family leave, college affordability, childcare. In the state of Connecticut, I don't know what it's here, but with one child in daycare, it averages about $15,000. I don't know what the costs are here, but it is almost a mortgage that you're paying in order to get child care. I see two of my staff people back there, one with a, how old?
3 months.
3 months, and Liz, how old is Jack?
10 months.
10 months, okay? And I've got staff in my district, and that's the kind of, that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to, you know, most families can't do that. You can't do that. So you rely on bits and pieces. You know, your mother, your aunt, you know, whatever, your cousin. They get sick and you are fried, and you have no paid sick days if you're working someplace. Potentially, and if you take that day, you lose your job. That is the set of circumstances, and why, for me, Hillary's agenda in this effort is so important, and not in a self-serving way. I introduced Paycheck Fairness in 1997. We have voted in the House, and we won it twice. That's when the Democrats were in the majority. The majority counts. The majority counts. We lost it in the Senate, and I'll tell you flat out, Olympia Snowe was not there for it, nor was Susan Collins. We lost by 2 votes in the United States Senate. So, yes, we have to elect women, but we have to elect women who understand those economic realities that families are facing and who support Paycheck Fairness and paid sick days and paid family leave, because that alleviates the pressure on wages for families today. And it's startling. What is it? I think it's 68 cents in the 10th district. It's the greatest pay disparity is right in this district. African American women, it's about 63 cents on the dollar. Hispanic women, 54 cents on the dollar. So for me, this is a time when these were issues, my friends, that were on the fringe. They may have been regarded as issues that only affected women and do not affect families. They now see that we're affecting what families' lives are about. And you know what's very exciting is that these issues are at the center of our public discourse. No matter where you come from on the issue, people are throwing the ideas into the hopper, because they understand that they've got to address these issues for families, not just for women. You know, I was there when Bill Clinton signed the Family and Medical Leave. By the way, you don't have 15 days or 2 weeks. I'm going to just tell you this. Chris Dodd, who I used to work for, who was Family Medical, she was the author of Family Medical. He says you don't count the days you're in and you don't count election day. So it's 13 days that we have what we need to do. We have 13 days to do what we need to do. But I was there when Bill Clinton signed the Family Medical Leave bill. And I was there when Barack Obama signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act. And I have one of those pens, which hangs, you know, with the legislation on my wall in my office. And we're going to be there, and I say we're going to be there because I'm going to be there and LuAnn is going to be there when Hillary Clinton signed the Paycheck Fairness Act. But tell me, her opponent? I was just, because I looked it up. No, I know. She is your opponent. That's she is your opponent. Voted twice against it. Now, I want to quote, she voted twice against Paycheck Fairness. She said about Lilly Ledbetter, Lilly Ledbetter and other women who advocate for equal pay have a left-wing agenda, and they are partisan. A left-wing agenda to be able to take care of your family, to be able to do it, to have a job that pays you well, that if you're a minimum wage worker, that you can get an increase in your minimum wage, and that if you're sick, or if your kid is sick, you can take a day off and you can be paid for it. It's over 30% of people in this country who work in the private sector have not one paid sick day. Not one. And they can't do it. They can't do it. They can't make it because it is too hard, she said. And no one understands that struggle. You get it. You understand it. And that's what's got to get communicated. She also said, by the way, that about making the same amount of money. She just paraphrased Trump. You're going to make you're going to make the same if you're going to do as good. As if women are not doing as good in the workplace today. It really is incredible the way in which that lack of respect, that lack of dignity, undervaluing the work that women do in our society today. You also mentioned she voted against the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. I know education, big issue for you. She has voted to defund Planned Parenthood. She is for overturning Roe. You know, it is really, in this day and age, and you know, where was she at the outset of the Trump candidacy? All of a sudden, he uses language that she doesn't like. The values. It's about the values. It's not the words. It's the values that people are looking for today. And she does not share your values when it comes to advocating and voting and legislating for everyone. I now understand that she's trying to, and don't worry about the Washington Post. Hell no. They were looking for a Republican to support. That's what they were doing. And that what they should have said was that she's moved away on this issue, but where was she at the outset, as I said, when he is looking at he was demeaning women then, but his stance on immigration, where he is on a variety of issues, he has spewed more hate in a political campaign than I have ever seen. I've been in office for 26 years, my friends. 26 years. I have never seen anything like this. And it's hard to put the genie back in the bottle when you're there. And if she were really opposed to Donald Trump, she would have been out there at the outset saying, this is not a person that represents my values and what I care about, or the values of the people that I want to represent. So these economic issues are central to this election. You've got Hillary Clinton, who has an agenda, and you've got Lilly Ledbetter, who has that agenda. She has been speaking out about it day in and day out. It is now, this is a winnable race, my friends. It is tough, but winnable. And that's the dynamic that you want. So that you're going to do every single thing that you can do in order to pull out a vote. You're going to call, you'll drive, you will door knock, You will send letters, you will continue to do letters to the editor. You will, on election day, take every shift from early morning until those polls close. Because where you want to be on November 9th is having had a role in the state and electing Hillary Clinton, President of the United States, making sure that the United States Senate is in Democratic hands. And you want a House of Representatives that has a Democratic majority. And that's why you want to elect Bennett, because you can do it. It's a delight to be with all of you. Happy to answer any questions. And thank you for doing this. Thank you for going out on that limb. You know, it's tough. It is tough out there campaigning. And you take a lot of abuse, but you know how to give it back.